Bible study is great. And this is one of my favorite books, Exodus, concerning the wilderness experience of Moses and how he had to go on the backside of the mountain before he could accomplish what God wanted him to do.
It was that time that God would work with him. He was going to be tending sheep, and God would develop him on the backside of the desert. Before God elevates us into great things, God always takes us through seasons of obscurity, like the backside of the desert. Don't be so in a hurry to get to the front side that you haven't developed on the backside.
Today, the part that stood out to me the most was when Bishop mentioned having a burning for it, but not letting it burn you out. And I think that just really struck home for me, and making sure that I'm walking in my purpose and making sure that my purpose is not burning me out.
The bush is on fire, but the fire does not consume it. What is that about? That's about whenever God gives you an assignment, you should always have a burning for it, but it should never burn you out. If ever you find yourself being burned out doing what you think God has called you to do, that meant you done got past 4 words. Let my people go, you all over into a whole paragraph. You doing something God didn't ask you to do. What burns you out are the things you add on to what God told you to do, not what God tells you to do.
Saving Our Daughters is having an open house on Monday, January 23rd from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at our OHB location. All girls ages 8 to 18, parents and guardians, as well as anyone interested in becoming a mentor, are invited to come and receive more information about this awesome mentoring program. The Mount Zion administrative offices will be closed on Monday, January 16th in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Day. In case of an emergency, please contact 615-254-7296, extension 5.
Church Fit 2017 is going to be off the chain. Hey Mount Zion, it's me, Dr. Steph. I'm so excited for what this year has to bring. You know, Bishop Walker has already talked about that this is the year of now, no opportunity wasted. So when are you going to put your health first? Now, when are you going to talk to your family and friends about making sure that they're prioritizing their health? Now, when are you going to sign up for Mount Zion Church Fit 2017? Now, today. We've made a number of changes for you guys. For one thing, we're not going to have a 12-week challenge. We're going to have a challenge that lasts most of the year. And the reason why this is important is because it gives everybody a chance to participate and join in on the fun. Every month will be a separate challenge. So there will be a challenge for teams, there will be a challenge for individuals, but there will be huge prizes all year long, not just at the end. And so we're talking about things like elliptical machines or treadmills or bikes, thousands of dollars worth of gift cards.
Our nation has constantly taken a positive step forward on the question of racial justice and racial equality. But over and over again at the same time, it made certain backward steps.
This is wrong. This is wrong.
The job ahead must be massive and positive. Somewhere we must come to see that social progress never rolls in on the wheels of inevitability. It comes through the tireless efforts and the persistent work of dedicated individuals, and without this hard work, time itself becomes an ally of the primitive forces of social stagnation. So we must help time. We must realize that the time is always right to do right. But it must be realized now that the Negro cannot solve the problem by himself. There again, there are those who always say to Negroes, why don't you lift yourselves by your own bootstraps? But it is a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. The fact is that millions of Negroes, as a result of centuries of denial and neglect, have been left bootless. Now let me say finally that we have difficult days ahead, but I haven't despaired. Somehow I maintain hope in spite of hope, and I've talked about the difficulties and how hard the problems will be as we tackle them. But I want to close by saying that I still have faith in the future, and I still believe that these problems can be solved. And so while the law may not change the hearts of men, it can and it does change the habits of men. We will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to speed up the day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and live together as brothers and sisters all over this great nation. That will be the day when the morning stars will sing together and the sons of God will shout for joy.
For more information on today's announcements, please visit mtzionnashville.org.